Period fact, globally, about 500 million women and girls are impacted by period poverty. In Jamaica, approximately 42 to 44% of Jamaican girls are also impacted by period poverty. Period poverty is the inability to access or afford the products needed to manage your period. Not just products, resources that can include infrastructure as well as education. This is Everyday Period. Everyday Period removes the mystery, the stigma, and awkwardness surrounding reproductive health and brings empowering real conversations to the forefront. This is a space where we talk with real people about real experiences, honestly, openly, and without shame, to normalize conversations about periods, bodies, and reproductive health as a part of everyday life. Period is out. The jig is up. Everybody know we have period. Yeah. Gentlemen, get on board.
And that is a girl's man, so I had no doubt he knew how to use it.
The information shared on Everyday Period is for educational and informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of a qualified healthcare provider with any questions or concerns you may have regarding your health or medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay seeking it because of something you heard on this program. Your health is unique and only a medical professional can provide personalized guidance. Welcome to Everyday Period. I am Shelly-Ann Weeks. I'll be your host and guide as we navigate the murky waters of all things reproductive health. Yep, we're talking about period poverty. But, I've been saying since I started HerFlow that I wanted to get young people interested in issues of national consequence. Well, 10 years later, I'm happy to report that yes, some of them are finally interested, and I'm happy to be joined today by one of them. I'm talking about the none other, let me say that again. I'm talking about none other than Sabrina Barnes. Now, Sabrina is a law student and she's currently enrolled at UWI. But if you know anything at all about Sabrina, you'll know that she is a go-getter. She is the one that sees a problem and she wants to solve it. She does not like the fact that period poverty is a thing, and because of that, she has decided that she's going to do something about it. And I am so proud of her because we have started our relationship about, I'd say maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And she has grown so much, and we have seen her taken on period poverty as a project, and she has achieved some things. But before we get into the details of all of that, let me introduce you to Sabrina Barnes.
Yay, thanks for having me.
So, Miss Sabrina, let me just start first of all, the way we start with every other guest.
Yes.
Do you remember the first time you had a period?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
I was in grade 6 or first form. I think I'm one of the late bloomers, I think they call it. So I had it in like first form or the end of grade 6. And my dad was the one who helped me on my period. So big up daddy all the time. I didn't feel no pain or anything. I just went to the bathroom to urinate and something was off. I saw something I didn't normally see. So I started to panic. I screamed out in the bathroom and my dad came to my rescue. Yeah, he went on the road. He got the one with the wings. My first product was curves as well. So I got the wings. He showed me how to use it as well, how to put it on the underwear. He told me so if I change it 4 times a day. I think I did 4 times now, daddy. And I'm a big age now, but I'm so glad that I had my dad there to help me because it was quite traumatizing because I thought that I was actually really sick.
Really?
And something did definitely wrong with me. And we need to go start pray. God need to come forgive me. Gotta come anytime. Yeah, I was traumatized.
Yeah, I'm just about to say very dramatic. I mean, you reach at end times. Yeah. All right, so first of all, big up Sabrina, daddy, Mr. Barnes.
Mr. Barnes.
You are one, not the two.
Yes.
You one of one. Because I really love the fact that not only did he give you what you needed, he showed you what to do. And he was able to guide you and help you in that situation.
And that is a girl's man, so I had no doubt he knew how to use it.
All right, now but I tell Mr. Barnes' whole story and business right now. You understand? Mr. Barnes, Big up all of yourself. All right, so let's talk about that because it sounds to me like you didn't know what to expect when you had your first period.
No.
What did that feel like to you in the moment?
So in the moment, I was obviously traumatized because leaving grade 6, going into high school, I didn't get like any prior knowledge about what periods were, or even if you hear girls talking about periods, it would be the girls with the plump chest. So when I was in high school, I had a very flat chest. I never really got through that stage of puberty yet. So I just thought that life was supposed to just be regular and that periods were like for older women. So I thought that definitely something was wrong with me. Even if I knew what a period was, it was really vague. Just that the fact that women see it and it's supposed to happen when I'm much older. So at that age, I was actually very surprised and traumatized. And yeah, I did scream. I remember screaming in the bathroom. I remember that day very vividly because I just went to pee. So that's all I expected.
All right, so based on your experience, what would you have liked to happen differently?
I think I'd like to have a sit-down chat with probably my mom or a teacher or, somebody about what periods are, how we experience it, why we experience it, the process of it, what the body's actually going through. Because you see blood, but what does the blood represent? Why do we actually bleed? So like when it happens, I'm like, okay, it's time. I think I'd be a little bit more mentally prepared too, because when you see blood coming from somewhere we're not expecting it, you're like, yeah man, me sick, something that do me are dead. So yeah, wrap this up please. Yeah, so I think when you're educated, then you can be a little bit more prepared mentally.
All right, you see, you're hitting the right words and the right points, because let me talk about now. You got into advocacy very early, because when I met you were still in high school.
Yeah.
Why? Why you decide say you want to change the world?
Well, I won't say change the world. I feel like as students, we have a responsibility to speak up on things that affect us, especially when we have administrations that are so linear. You go to school, you learn, you eat lunch, you go home. But school is way more than that. It's really where you find out who you are, your personalities, how you're socialized. School really has an impact on you. So for example, in the bathrooms, we never had any sanitary napkins. I think that's a problem. Suppose you have an accident, you can't look out for your sister. Suppose you never bring her pouch. Suppose she doesn't have a pouch. Or suppose you just generally can't afford it. So I always had to look for unique ways how I could cater to my community. And as a student leader too, I was student council president, I was head girl. So with that level of responsibility, I thought I had to do something that one would impact the girls, because we had way more girls than boys. So I had to do that, as well as my community. I lived in a community too that was a matrifocal community. Women took charge, and women, in the communities, they'd ensure that students were in school, they'd ensure that after we come from school, not on the road. So I had to do something to give back to the community as well to my school. So I definitely wanted it to be women-centered, because I realized that women were the one taking charge.
Awesome. When I met you in you were doing a project, and as a matter of fact, Sabrina was one of the recipients of the Her Flow Unsung Shero Awards that year. And when you got into university, I worked with you on other projects, and you started to talk about period poverty. Tell me what led to that.
So I got a DM. So at my school, we were getting products. At the Carrick College, we were getting products, and students were getting the products in first form. So they got a little pouch, they got the lessons, and I was definitely in the ears of the teachers. And that video actually went viral on Instagram. And then a Christiana high school student reached out to me on Instagram, and she told me that she found one of her friends using newspaper on her period, and that it hit me. I don't know, because I'm always an advocate generally, so food packages and all that stuff. But really, when I had the passion for period poverty is when I heard that story, that a woman no longer feels dignified, no longer feels confident, and doesn't have the necessary equipment and tools that she needs on her period. And having to vouch for newspaper, it did something to me. So definitely my first year at university, right after graduating sixth form, I was like, all right, I want to do a cover at Christiana High School. I want to make sure that every month the girls have products. I want to talk to the guidance counselor, and I want to see what I can do to not only help her, but help her peers. Because definitely it would have been one of her peers that would have helped her. So I think that really spoke to me that my advocacy doesn't have to be linear. It can be multifaceted, but I can definitely use the passion that I have based on the interaction that I just had to do something more for girls.
Right. I remember that Christiana project, we gave you some support on that one as well.
And then it was a nice little cover.
So what has your advocacy grown into since then?
So now I'm really focused on not only ending stigma and discrimination around period poverty, but policy reform, education, and having more open spaces and conversations. So yes, we distribute products and we're helping to create access, but also the conversations, are men included in these conversations, young men, everybody have a boyfriend. Whether you like it or not, that's really the scenario at the university and at the high school level. So we want to ensure that boys are also involved in that conversation. We want to create spaces on campus where we can talk about it. We can talk about what size panty we wear, which panty we wear on our periods. If we can just have a regular conversation about periods and nobody's grossed out, nobody's freaking out, nobody say, well, we talk about that for, we want to create more open spaces because it's something that women experience. And the fact that we have so much women in our population is supposed to be something that can be free, something that can also be fun. What do you eat on your period versus what I eat on my period? When I have my period, I eat chocolate all the time. It makes me feel better. So I want to create open conversations around it. Policy reform as well. When it comes to governance, I also believe that there's more that we can do to say that, for example, sex is a choice, periods are natural. Condoms can be free and I can walk into a clinic and can get a sanitary napkin. So advocacy airs around that, writing articles, letters to the editor, doing more projects, getting more stakeholders involved, and just ensuring that periods are everywhere.
Oh, periods are... Heat the shirt. Right, good. So you know what? We're going to leave it right there because we have to take a break. And when we get back, we'll find out more about what is going on in 2026 with Sabrina's advocacy. Let's normalize the talk, celebrate the experience, and make periods something we're proud to discuss. Welcome to the conversation. We need to hear from you. Send your questions, comments, suggestions to embraceherflow@gmail.com. You can also like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Period TV. Welcome back. We're talking to Sabrina Barnes, youth advocate, and just all-around wonderful young lady who is working hard to make her environments and communities better, especially for the women around her. So let's talk about what are some of the things that you have done in your advocacy to get young men involved in ensuring that period poverty is an issue that they can champion?
Okay, so obviously with working with Hairflow Foundation over the years, I was like, I always see where men are involved, if it's even them carrying boxes or if they're just around when an event is happening. So I was like, on campus, what can I do to get them involved, but not necessarily make them feel uncomfortable?
Right.
So normally when we're going to the dorms, halls of residence, girls live there, and we don't have much products on campus. So normally when I get those donations from Hairflow Foundation or from any donors, I get the men involved. So them carry the boxes, they're talking to the ladies, they're issuing out to the ladies. So some way they're a part of the project, they're a part of the process, and they feel involved. And I feel like because men naturally take responsibility in any space, I want them to feel like this is their space as well. Because in other scenarios, women and men share the same spaces. So I really just wanted them to feel comfortable around the topic. And I like when they ask the questions like, Sabrina, what is period poverty? Why women behave like that on their periods? And questions like that really allow me to understand that they too are impacted by the project on campus. So just involving them in the donation, in the distribution, and in conversations, it does make a difference.
Yes, absolutely it does. And you know that inviting men into the conversation is a part of the mandate that we have here at Hairflow, because it's not enough for the men to share the world with us and for us to hide this thing from them. At some point, women of the past decided amongst themselves that they need to protect men from period. While they were wise at the time, and we understand the circumstance at the time, things have changed. We have opened the closet, period is out. The jig is up. Everybody know we have period. Gentlemen, get on board. Yes. So tell me about what is happening for 2026 in your advocacy now.
Yeah, so naturally, as somebody who likes to go bigger and better every year, it's a new year. So before, in 2024, when I just started U in first year, I was like, all right, I need to get some products on the campus. But then, I'm not a math person, but I understand that impact is a measurement. And I'm like, yes, we donate products, but how can I make it so easy and comfortable for women without just having sanitary disposable products? So we got thousands of distributions, women had access, and period poverty was definitely decreasing on the campus, but it was really hard to track and to trace it. So I was like, we must can start using reusable products. I never really too often of the cup, come here, so I forgot insert, and I forgot convince the woman. If they don't want to use tampons, how are they going to be convinced to use a cup? So I was like, all right, period panties, let's get on it. So I had a conversation with a few other ladies that were willing to donate, and I'm like, yes. So for 2026, we have menstrual reusable panties. Panties that you wear on your period, and you just wash them, and you have it to wear on your period again. Not only is that sustainable, but women now have access to a product that they have. So they have to look for, purchasing pads, purchasing tampons, but now they have a reusable product that they can always look to have on their periods. And I feel that that's coming, evolution is coming from, disposable products to reusable, taking care of the environment, sustainability, and also ending period poverty.
Yeah, man. We've been a champion for reusable products for quite some time now. We're very, very passionate about reusable products. I think the biggest obstacle with getting Jamaicans actually embracing reusable products is the culture. Because culturally, we are taught not to touch our periods. Period is ew. And for the ones who are talking about wash what? You mean I have to touch it? Ugh. And so that is a hurdle that once we clear, then it will really open up a lot of possibilities, because it's not just period panties. You have reusable pads as well, that they can wear them, wash them, and wear them again. As a matter of fact, in my opinion, reusable products are a sustainable, permanent solution to period poverty. And if we can give the reusable products to Jamaicans who will use them, then that will reduce the amount of people who we have to be supplying every single month with products. So I am a big fan of reusable products, but what has been the feedback so far?
Yeah, so last week, Thursday, January 22nd, we had a panty pilot on Mary Seacole Hall. Mm-hmm. We had around 100 females that came and 20 men. So if I pick up the man that they come, they not get no panty, but they were a part of the conversation.
They never want a panty.
And the feedback so far, 2 girls texting me, Sabrina, it's comfortable, it's tea. So you know what I'm saying? It's tea. It's actually very good. I'm still waiting on, more feedback, because, girls see their period at different time. But a lot of girls were really interested, and I was really surprised, because at first, before Auntie Shelly came and, spoke to them on the use and the proper use of it, I feel like them were really skeptical. Them really come to see how it look, right, and to feel inside, to say, all right, this feel like something we can hold.
Them can't trust it.
But definitely they tried it out. They came, they interacted with the session, and for a month, I'm going to wait to get more feedback from them. But so far, it has been very receptive. Actually, I was really surprised. I was a bit scared and nervous, really and truly, but I'm really happy with the feedback I'm getting so far. I have not gotten any bad feedback, so that's really good. And even if I get bad
feedback is good feedback. So
right.
Yeah, you're gonna want to hear all of it.
So I'm looking out for the ones that will be
awesome. I'm looking forward to it as well, because I think it would be a good thing if more of them embrace reusable products, because it opens up more options for them. And even if it's not the only product they use, they'll still have it as an
yes.
I think,
and they'll still have access to it, which is one of the things.
Exactly. Right? All right, so let's talk about the future. If you could, you're the new Prime Minister of Jamaica, and you get an opportunity to finally end period poverty, what would be your first 3 things that you would do?
First 3 things, all hospitals, all public buildings, so public official buildings where public people work, so from schools.
You mean government buildings?
Government buildings, would have access to sanitary napkins. I'd also put in place no tax on these products.
They're already not taxed.
Well, it depends on where you purchase them from. So for example,
if there's any entity tax in the menstrual products, they should not be.
Well,
they're breaking the law.
They're breaking the law.
Yes. That is one legacy from our only female prime minister that we have ever had. She removed the GCT from menstrual products. So if you are buying products in an institution, in a retail space, and they're charging you tax, they're not supposed to.
And I'd also create comprehensive health education surrounding periods as well. I feel like schools and other institutions of socialization need to put more sexual reproductive sessions into how we speak to our students and even our adults. Nobody's too big to learn as well. So institutionalizing conversations that can not only help people to have safe and healthy periods, but also how you utilize the woman's body.
Correct.
Because a lot of things come out of a place of ignorance, and because of such, we're creating a culture of people doing the wrong things and thinking they're right. So from an educative policy standpoint, definitely adding to the curriculum from as early onset as primary school straight up, where people can understand and can teach students how to behave and how to interact in different spaces, certain things that they can do to even help others, and just create an environment where people can have safe and healthy periods. We can talk about it free of discrimination, and we can empower women to be their best selves even on the days where they feel kind of down just because of being on their period.
Boy, I like your plans. How much plans that you gave me a while ago? It feel like a two. Feel like we need one more.
You feel like you want one more?
Yeah, give me one more.
I don't know, probably we have a little day, a little international day. Let me probably go to the Governor General and be like, how you think about this, sir? A day where we just celebrate, you know, having a period or just what it feels like.
I love that idea.
An International Period Day where girls wear red.
October 24. Yes. Period Awareness Day. Yes.
So we recognize it as a country where our women lead and bleed. We think about having conferences and just, you know, conversations where the women who are the leaders of our society will come together with the other female leaders that are working in different workspaces and into schools. And we just have conversations and try to create new solutions and new implementations, because period poverty won't be solved overnight. So definitely as we move up, you know, closer to that vision of sustainability and sustainable development as a country, we can have more commemorated days and action towards ending period poverty.
Yes, but I'm proud of her, you say, Lord, if you ever know, I'll be proud of her. It is important for us to empower young people and let them solve the problems around them, giving them the tools and the resources that they need so they can be the change that the country needs. And so I'm very impressed with where Sabrina has brought her work so far. And I know that there's a lot more for her to do, but it does take cash to care. So for those out there with the cash, we accept money. Herflowfoundation.com, hit the donate button. Let's talk. Let's help Sabrina do more for Jamaica. You see that? You see? Do more. You saw that? For Jamaica. Don't move. We'll be right back. Everyday Period is brought to you by Herflow Foundation, empowering Jamaicans one flow at a time. Herflow's flagship project is to end the period poverty in Jamaica. Since inception, Herflow has donated over 15 million menstrual products to Jamaicans in need. To learn more about Herflow, please visit the website herflowfoundation.com. And now it's time for Ask the Period Lady. You know that's my favorite time because that's when I get to hear from you. If you'd like your question to be featured on Ask the Period Lady, all you have to do is send us an email to theperiodlady@gmail.com. Let's see who this week's question is from. It's from Aaliyah. Hi, Period Lady. Hi, Aaliyah. Hello. I'm a student and I see girls missing classes or struggling because they cannot afford period products. I want to help, but I don't know where to start. Can young people really make a difference? Sabrina, I think you're uniquely qualified to answer this question. Go right ahead.
I think my answer is just do it. I feel like sometimes when we want to have a say or just do something to help a problem, we shy away because we don't have the money, we don't have the resources, we don't have mentorship, and we're thinking about what we don't have. But what we do have is a voice. So just do it. Start having the conversation, start reaching out to people who have like-minded interests, and start reaching out to people who already do the work. I feel like sometimes we have linear silo solutions to a lot of things, and we don't like collaborating. as a young person myself, I said that Her Flow is already doing the work, so I wouldn't start a new foundation on period poverty. What I do is collaborate in efforts and make, the world a better place. So sometimes we have to collaborate, we have to start the conversations, and we definitely have to be open to sharing platforms with others who are already doing the work and not trying to have our very own leadership in silos when it comes to a lot of problems.
Excellent answer, Sabrina. And I will also add that for adults, this is an opportunity for you to step up and mentor somebody who is young, who wants to make a difference in their space. Because listen, a lot of the times, all they need is a little guidance. They already know what they want to do. They already know how they want to go about it. They just need your help to make it official and to just show them some tips and things that they can use to make a real difference in their communities. We don't have to wait for them to grow up. We can just help them right where they are and they can make a difference right there. Awesome question, Aaliyah. Go on, Sabrina.
Yeah.
Jesus. Thank you so much for sending in your question. This was Ask the Period Lady. And remember, if you'd like your question to be featured on Ask the Period Lady, send an email to theperiodlady@gmail.com. We'll be right back. So this week's challenge is youth-oriented. So young people step forward. You can use your voice where you are. I challenge you to identify a problem in your community and get started on solving it. What can they do right away, Sam?
Start having conversations, looking out for stakeholders that already are in the places that they can help. So for example, if it's a health-related issue, you have foundations that are based on health. You have the health minister, you have health officers in your community, and health officers that are attached to each school. So right in your environment, you can look for people who are like-minded and already in the niche area.
Boom. So that is your homework this week. Go ahead. Don't just sit down and talk about, Lord, the government now do nothing and the whole world I got to hell. What can I do? Do what you can where you are and you'll be surprised how big of a difference you make, all right? That's it. That's this week's challenge. And we're going to wrap it up right here. I want to say a big thank you to our guest, Sabrina Barnes.
Thanks for having
Advocate,
me.
for joining us. And listen, you see, may I keep her close? She's going to be very, very wealthy. And I'm going to need somebody to take care of me in my old age. So I'm working on it.
Sweetheart.
Oh,
Don't worry
at
about
that.
it. Don't worry about it,
I
sweetheart.
feel special. We're going to run, but before we do, I just want to remind you that reproductive health is not just period and pregnancy. It's how you take care of yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally, even socially. Remember that throughout life, from puberty to menopause, reproductive health is a major part of your overall life. So be kind to yourself and each other. And until next time, remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Visit our website, herflowfoundation.com. And big ups to our production team, AP Run Digital Pro. And until next time, I am Shelly-Ann. Take care. Walk good. Shelly-Ann Weeks is a sexual and reproductive health educator, award-winning activist, and the founder and executive director of Her Flow Foundation, a Jamaican nonprofit dedicated to ending period poverty and advancing menstrual health and gender equity in Jamaica, advocacy, and community outreach. She is widely known as the Period Lady for her bold, accessible approach to reproductive health education and policy advocacy.